Good afternoon, everybody. It's June 16th, 2024. Happy Father's Day, everybody. Well, it's been about a year since I did my son's Park Avenue uh, lower intake manifold gaskets and upper plenum replacement. But now it's my turn. I'm doing my O2 LeSabre's gaskets and upper plenum. So I ordered the same parts pretty much with some minor changes. Well, I ordered the same metal Felpro lower intake gasket set. That's right here. I ordered the same, this is the ATP Grayworks intake plenum. This tube was not routed. It was just sideways, so make sure that this PCV tube, you got to stick it into that hole there. Mine was just hanging out on the side here, so make sure you stick that in there, rotate it, and push it in. So it's kind of, you could see it right there. That's where the end of it winds up. This is where your PCV valve goes. So the difference between this is this has the studs separate, so you got to put the studs in, the 3 studs for the throttle body. The other thing that I noticed was different is this was packaged better though. The other one had styrofoam all inside, the one I did last year. The other difference is I don't see the sleeve here. This is where the blow-by gases go through one of these pipes here. You bang in whichever one fits. But I don't think you need it. Because this is a smaller diameter tube. So there's really not going to be any heat, in this area to break down your intake, intake plenum plastic here. So, the metal, even if there was a metal sleeve there, that's just going to get hot and make the plastic hot anyway. So I guess they did without it because it didn't really have any improvement. I don't know, but my son's has it and this one doesn't, and it's the same part and it's a year later. Okay, so here's all your parts, and they gave you a PCV valve this time. I know it's hard to see in the plastic, I'm sorry. But they gave you the PCV valve, but I already bought the GM one. So I'm going to use the GM one. So in my son's, I shook the PCV valve and it wasn't clogged, so I reused the old one. But then the other day I watched the video, and there's supposed to be an O-ring, I think, on the PCV valve before you stick it down into the hole. And now I'm second guessing whether I put that O-ring in. I don't show that on the video, unfortunately. Okay, but it goes in when you're facing the car's engine from the front. The PCV valve goes in that hole there, and it gets an O-ring. Maybe when I pulled the old one out, the O-ring stayed in there, or maybe I did put the O-ring in. I don't remember. So this is going to be my new plenum. Nice and beautiful. I have a slight coolant leak, so it's time. And I did the coolant elbows the other day because I was having a major leak and I couldn't even drive the car. But then something just said, just do it. And so it's okay. The coolant elbows wasn't a waste of time because I had to use the car and it was really pouring out of there. So getting back to my son's job when I did it last year, and you could see that on YouTube. For the lower intake bolts, not this is not the lower intake, but the metal lower intake. This is the upper intake plenum. The lower intake manifold has a bunch of bolts, and 2 of them go into oil passages, or 2 of them must be sealed. So I read up on it, and last year on my son's engine I used Loctite 242 or the Permatex version of Loctite 242, and I sealed all the bolts with that. So I don't know. I haven't had a problem. The car's running great. But this year, what I'm doing different is on the bolts for the lower intake, I'm going to use this product that's specifically a thread sealant. I'm using it on the two bolts that are kind of on the inside of the intake that get oil all over them. You certainly, those threads must be sealed. So I'm using this product it's made for automotive engines, temperature cycling, coolant, oil, anything can go on this stuff. So I'm going to use this on the two bolts that you must use it on, and I may just use it on all of the bolts. And this is just an oil filter. I don't know if I ever tried this one. L10111. It's almost like a Lockheed L1011. But that's a jet passenger plane. I'm showing my age, I know. Okay, so this is just an oil filter, because you have to change your oil, because sometimes when you take your lower intake manifold off, a whole bunch of coolant could go down into your oil pan. So that's all. I'm going to end this video. I'll show you the parts. Intake manifold gasket set. Felpro, can't go wrong. These are the metal ones. I'm doing my valve cover gaskets. That's what these are. Because I'm getting oil on my exhaust manifold. So those have to be done. I didn't do these on my sons. I should have. So if you're doing this job, please take off your valve covers and do your gaskets. Unless they were done in the past already. So that's all I have to say. I'm not going to make a video because I already made a video of this a year ago. You can watch those videos. There's 3 of them. That was on the 2000 Park Avenue. This is on a 2002 LeSabre I'm going to be doing. So this is the new one. The main difference between the Park Avenue and the LeSabre as far as the engine compartment is the LeSabre's battery is under the back seat and the Park Avenue's battery is under the hood on the left side. Well, facing the car, it's on the left side or the right front. So that's really the only difference. I think everything else is the same as far as this job is concerned. Okay, I don't want to bore you any further. This bag of goodies comes with the, you got your rear vacuum port there, a bunch of O-rings, probably for the fuel injectors. You got your 3 studs for your throttle body. And I bought new nuts from the hardware store, washers and lock washers and nuts, flat washers, lock washers and nuts. Because I had trouble getting them off my son's car. They were like Loctited in there. You got your spring, make sure you put that goes above your PCV valve before you put your connector on, and then you're on top of the connector, the mass airflow sensor pops into this guy. After you kind of rotate it like 20 degrees to lock it in. Well, you guys know what to do if you're doing this job. So that's about it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.